Welcome to this special edition of Board Planks from your Board of Trustees at First Unitarian Church of Rochester. I'm Lynn Kinsman, President of the congregation. This is a busy time of year for the board as we finalize the budget proposal for the congregation's consideration at our congregational meeting, which will be Sunday, June 8th, right after the church service at about 11:45 a.m., both in person and on Zoom. Our theme this year is Partnering with Our Past. In addition to annual reports, elections, and voting on the budget, we have another very important topic on this meeting's agenda, which I want to introduce to you now. Our landmark Louis Kahn building is a physical symbol on Winton Road of our steadfast commitment to our UU values. It is on the National Register of Historic Places, and architectural students come each year to marvel at its design and structure. They are visitors, but for us, it serves as a 24/7, 365 meeting place, rehearsal space, workplace, and house of worship. It welcomes newcomers and sustains our seasoned members. For our rental tenants, it's a useful, accessible resource for our community. Being stewards of this building requires commitment to regular upkeep and occasional large-scale improvements. And right now, it's crying out for our attention. Florence Jessup, our Director of Operations, and our incredible staff, in consultation with our Environmental Justice Ministry, the Byfriars team, and the Board of Trustees, and with recommendations from the Building for Our Future team from a few years ago, have developed an initiative called Bringing Our Building into the 21st Century. They have engaged in engineering and architectural firms that are experienced with ours and other Kahn buildings to draw up preliminary options for several capital improvement projects that center around two themes: environmental responsibility and accessibility, removing barriers. So you're probably eager to hear what these projects are. Under environmental responsibility, there's three. The heating systems are failing and must be replaced. We can install modern, efficient units that provide year-round comfort for both heating and cooling. Also, updating single-pane windows and warped doors so that we're not heating the outdoors and wasting energy and money. And to create ecological storm water management from the parking lots and the green spaces of our campus. So, under accessibility and removing barriers, we have two objectives: upgrading physical and technological infrastructure in the sanctuary to meet ADA standards, upgrade AV systems, and prepare for more multi-platform use, and renovating the first floor restrooms for ADA compliance and gender-neutral use. These objectives tie directly to our ends 1 and 4 about being welcoming to all and a commitment to social justice. They address immediate concerns and also are forward-looking in regard to Rochester, New York being a haven during this political time we're in and as environmental climate change impacts our planet. What we'll be asking the congregation to approve in June is the funding for the initial design and discernment phase for these projects. Phase 1 for design and discernment will allow us to move forward to Phase 2, which would be fundraising and construction. Phase 1 will last through the fall of this year and will include a range of activities to flesh out the renovation projects, get them ready for the bidding process, and prepare for a capital campaign. A renovation team of congregants has already been assembled to guide the engineers and architects in the formation of the construction documents. And a capital campaign team will be formed immediately upon Reverend Sherry's return from sabbatical in August. This team will work with a capital campaign consultant to set a fundraising goal for the congregation to consider next fall. The board is proposing funding Phase 1 from 3 sources, 2 of which are small reserves we have specifically for this purpose, and the remainder from our endowment, not to exceed $300,000. Our endowment fund has grown tremendously in recent years, both from generous gifts and from growth of our investments. We are very fortunate to have a healthy balance such that the board is comfortable recommending that we withdraw the needed amount for Phase 1 from the endowment fund. We think of this as partnering with our past. After the design and discernment phase is complete later this year, we will ask the congregation to approve a loan from the endowment to fund the construction phase. This loan will be repaid by a capital fundraising campaign. Did you know the last time we made a major improvement to our building for accessibility was the addition of an elevator 30 years ago in 1995? Other than Building for Our Future in 2021 to fund masonry and window repairs, the last time this congregation engaged in a capital campaign was in 2004. That's 20 years ago, and both were much smaller in scope than this would be. The last time we used some of our endowment for something other than the operating budget was to pay for the roof replacement in 2017. I mention these things for two reasons. First, we're clearly overdue for these improvements to keep up with technology, accessibility, and environmental conscientiousness. And second, well, this may feel really new and scary and different for many of us, including myself. It's going to take some courage. Yeah, you probably have lots and lots of questions. So, in addition to the usual forums we'll have about the next year's operating budget, there are meetings planned to provide more details about the Bringing Our Building into the 21st Century initiative. Please plan to attend one of each of these sessions in person on a Sunday or online on a Tuesday evening to get more information and ask your questions. The details about the dates and times will be in your newsletter, so please check there for details. Please watch your email in the coming weeks for the official agenda of the meeting, as well as written explanations of the budget and the building projects. And when they arrive, please take the time to read them over. I know this is a lot of information, and we're counting on you as a congregation to understand and consider these proposals. So thank you for listening to this special edition of Board Planks. I hope to see many of you at the informational sessions at the congregational meeting on June 8th. Take care.